I used to be really conservative, and this was only like a handful of years ago. Because before, when I was much younger, I was pretty apolitical. I was always a Christian for the most part, but not really living the Christian lifestyle and not really associated with any sort of political movement. But a handful of years ago, I was very conservative, and yeah, now I just don't feel as conservative. I still have some conservative values, but as I've had time to kind of process and mature in my political views, I've realized that as a young man, I'm not really represented by the government. Um, I don't think most people are represented by the government, and the conservatives haven't really shown to have really any sort of allegiance to anybody, except for their pockets. Same with the Democrat Party. It's the system of left and right. It's been this whole thing's been beaten to death like a dead horse. I mean, nobody wants this two-party system. I think we all can agree that there's some nuance that we need to like compromise on for certain issues. But I think that I think for the most part, I still have a lot of conservative values. I just don't really identify as a conservative anymore because a lot of those values on the conservative side are very like bootstrap oriented. Like you got to get up by your bootstraps, and I just don't think that's like a good adequate system to just tell people just deal with it or figure it out. Like I think it's just like I've like so like last year I had a broken toe, so I was on short-term disability, and it wasn't really enough money. I still had to borrow some money, but that kind of like opened my eyes to like, oh wait, like I think we kind of need these social safety nets because my employer just stopped paying me. They took away all my vacation, and then they just stopped paying me. They cashed out my vacation just day by day, and then I needed assistance from family in the state. Ideally, I wouldn't like to do either of those. I would have liked to have had a little money saved up, but that's kind of hard to do nowadays, especially with rent and everything being expensive, whatever. But I just sort of like I don't feel spiteful or bitter or resentful to people who are on the government dole, people who get like a welfare check or food stamps or government assistance or housing, whatever. As someone who's been on the receiving end of those things, I realize it's useful and not enough. It's really not. It's useful to be on it, and it's not really even really enough to do any. Like I've been on short-term disability. I'm currently on unemployment, seeking employment, but it's it's not really it's not really enough. And I'm not saying like I give me more money. Like I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as someone who's receiving it right now, like a state sponsored program, whatever, I'm telling you, it probably should be more. And I used to be pretty staunchly against it back before, but now that I've experienced it firsthand, I could tell you from firsthand, it's useful, it's necessary, and I wish that I could, you know, contribute to someone in a similar situation. Like recently, I had a little bit of extra money when I was still working. I went out to get some groceries, and I, donated them to the church during like a food drive. And I'm not like bragging or anything. I'm just saying I want to put something back into the system as somebody who's, kind of like been kind of against this whole state system or social security, or not necessarily that, but just like anything from the state, like a handout. A lot of conservatives are against that, but it's like we like really need that. We need a lot of things that conservatives fight against, like an actual like living wage or whatever. You know what I mean? There's things they just like actively combat and fight against, and I don't know. I don't know how to like explain it, because I can't speak for every conservative. I can't like speak for every, MAGA boomer or whatever like that. I'm just saying from my perspective, I understand um, why a lot of these programs are necessary. I understand why a lot of them might be considered bloat, but I don't know. It's just like I feel like I don't really have a political dog in this fight, like politically. I mean, I do like Trump. I feel like he does love the country, but I feel like there's a limited capacity to what he can do by himself. I don't think that he could really, by himself save the nation from this crappy situation or whatever. But yeah, I don't really like. I feel like I don't have a dog in this fight. Like I'm just sort of relaxing. Like I'm just like searching for like jobs or whatever. I did a employment training class for some certification with the state. That was pretty easy, but I'm like I'm just not even like, I don't even worry. I'm not even worried about the stock market crashing. I hope it crashes. I hope the stock market crashes. I used to think that, oh, the stock market is just, that's where people can go and invest, and it's fair. It's not fair. It's never been fair. It's a tool used by like Vanguard and Blackstone and stuff. This isn't like an ethical system. Which is funny, like back when I was like 20 or 19 or 20 years old, the whole Occupy Wall Street thing happened, and I was pretty like liberal, obviously, when I was younger. Then as I got older, I veered a little bit more towards conservatism, from being on the left, and then veered more to the right as I got older. And now that I'm in my mid-30s, I'm just like, nobody really is fixing anything, and there's nobody's fixing this crappy situation that we're in. So I'm not even sweating it. I'm not even worried. I'm just chilling. I got here, I got my water. This did have Coke in it, Diet Coke earlier, but I just filled it with a bunch of ice, and I'm just here in the AC. Collecting unemployment checks, looking for a job that's worth applying to. And yes, I have been applying to jobs, but not $16 an hour jobs. But I've been applying to jobs that can actually pay the bills. But it's hard because they're few and far in between. A lot of times I want experience, but whatever. Don't want to make this about my employment journey. I already have plenty of videos about that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just chilling. I mean, the AC is on, life is good. I got my ice water, got my YouTube channel I'm messing around with. Thanks for watching, by the way. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I don't know how many people, I don't know who or why anyone's watching this, but thank you for watching my dumb little video. I hope it was entertaining. Hope you got some value. Hope you like the channel, because I just go off about whatever, and I hope you appreciate my take. And take care.